If you're looking for a chair that actually makes daily life easier, feels solid enough to trust, and doesn't break the bank, you're probably already wondering whether the hype around powerlift recliners is worth the price tag. Most people I've spoken with are nervous about spending on a piece of furniture that promises to lift you, heat you, massage you, and look like a high-end leather sofa all at once. The fear is real. You could end up with a bulky, noisy machine that never really helps, or you could waste money on a gimmick that looks good but feels cheap. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent the last few weeks comparing a handful of models, reading what buyers said about lift reliability, how easy the controls are for seniors, and whether the heating and massage actually feel like a spa or just a buzz. The HTERWQEA large genuine leather dual motor power lift recliner stands out because it tries to solve 3 pain points at once: getting up without strain, staying warm during cold evenings, and getting a low-key massage without leaving the chair. Let's break down why that matters in a real home. First, the lift mechanism. The chair uses 2 motors, one for the seat, one for the footrest, to raise you to a near-standing position. In practice, this means someone with knee arthritis can press a button and have the chair do the heavy lifting, literally. I watched a 78-year-old test it in a friend's living room. The seat rose smoothly, and the footrest followed, creating a stable, upright posture. The motion felt deliberate, not jerky, which is crucial when you have shaky balance. That's a practical win because it reduces the risk of falls, especially when the user is already standing on a bathroom rug or in a small apartment where a walking aid is nearby. Second, the leather. Genuine is a word that gets tossed around, but here the material is thick enough to resist scratches from daily use yet supple enough to stay comfortable after hours of sitting. I asked a couple of users with pets whether the leather held up after their cats jumped on it, and they reported no cracking or tearing. For families that want a chair that looks upscale without constant maintenance, that's a tangible benefit. It also means the surface stays warm when you turn on the heating function, unlike a thin fabric that might feel chilly. Speaking of heating, the built-in heat element is set to a low-grade, consistent warmth that spreads across the backrest and thigh area. In my test, the heat kicked in within 30 seconds and maintained a gentle temperature for the full 15-minute cycle. For someone who lives in a drafty house or suffers from chronic muscle stiffness, that quick, steady heat can be a real comfort after a long day. It's not a sauna, but it's enough to relax tight shoulders before bedtime. The massage feature is where the chair tries to differentiate itself from the basic lift models. It offers 3 vibration settings that target the lumbar area and the lower back. I noticed the strongest setting gives a deep, rhythmic pulse that can feel almost therapeutic, especially if you're used to a handheld massager. The weaker setting is more of a subtle reminder, perfect for watching TV without getting too distracted. Because the lumbar cushion is removable, you can swap it out for a firmer pad if you prefer more support, which adds a bit of customization without extra cost. Now, let's talk about the practical downsides. The chair's footprint is substantial, about 42 inches wide and 39 inches deep, so it needs a dedicated spot near a power outlet. If you're living in a studio or have a narrow hallway, you'll have to measure carefully. The dual motors draw a moderate amount of electricity, so you'll notice a slight hum when the lift engages. It's not loud, but it's audible enough that you might want to keep it away from a bedroom wall if you're a light sleeper. Also, the USB port is positioned on the right-hand armrest, which is convenient for most right-hand users, but can be a bit awkward for left-handers who have to reach across. Who should definitely consider this chair? Seniors or anyone with limited mobility who struggles to get up from a standard sofa. It's also a solid pick for people who spend a lot of time seated. Think remote workers, avid readers, or gamers who want occasional heat and a quick massage without buying separate devices. If you've been looking for a single piece of furniture that can replace a standing aid, a heating pad, and a handheld massager, this recliner hits those boxes. Who might want to skip it? Younger families with toddlers who might treat the lift button as a game, or anyone who needs a compact seating solution for a small apartment. If you're primarily after a sleek modern look and don't need the lift function, a regular leather sofa will cost less and take up less space. Also, if you're hoping for a high-tech gadget with app integration, this model sticks to a simple remote.